Mic checks echo, I'm the sound of the brawl. Canvas creaks, flesh slaps, bodies rise and fall. Steel cage dreams, no escape. All pain, blood stains mixed with the sweat and the chain. Adrenaline surging my veins, spit fire. Crowd chants feeding my soul's desire. Turnbuckles tremble when my wrath collides. Glory's the belt and I'm taking the pride. Boom. The squared circle where legends collide. Boom. No mercy, just a wild ride. Boom. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom. The squared circle digest. Pyros ignite, shadows dance in the glow. Ringside roar, it's a gladiator show. Chokeholds tighter than the grip of the night. Climbing the ropes to new championship heights. The mental battlefield, no room for doubt. Every move calculated, every scream a shout. The bell tolls louder than a sinner's regret. This is the place where the bold never forget. Boom. The squared circle where legends collide. Boom. No mercy, just a wild ride. Boom. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom. The squared circle digest. Boom. The squared circle where legends collide. Boom. No mercy, just a wild ride. Lights flash, fist clash, can't resist. Boom. The squared circle digest. The squared circle digest.
Oh, it is Saturday morning, bright and early, 11 a.m. I am Sean Stanley. That's the great Frankie Fresco, and we are the Squared Circle Digest, and we're here to talk some pro wrestling. Although Frankie Fresco will be in Miami Gardens, my stomping grounds, later on today, right? I forgot it was a 4 o'clock game, man, so I apologize, bro.
Yeah, no.
I was thinking it was a 7 o'clock game, and I'm like, yeah, 11? And you're just like, yeah, okay. And then I'm like, oh, wait, it's a 4. I noticed that you know what? I didn't even notice it was a 4 o'clock game until me and Adrian were talking about it last night.
I'm not surprised. Yeah, funny enough, my brother was asking me the same question because I think the next game is at 7, but that's on a Friday, actually. So the next game is on Friday at
That's
7.
against Tua and the Falcons.
I don't know if we're going to see Tua, to be honest with you, but
I think you'll see Tua more of that game than this second game if he's going to run the offense over top.
maybe he decides to play. Maybe he decides to actually show up because what he's putting out there, feel bad for them, man. Hey, shout out to Big O. I remember Big O said, I was watching a clip before and he was saying that the Atlanta Falcons were going to benefit from Tua. Well, I guess that kind of aged pretty bad right now.
Not looking good so far. He really looks like he's got happy feet. But we're not here to talk Tua or the Falcons or the Dolphins. We're here to talk wrestling. We got the bloodline going on in Raw. We had a title match last night on SmackDown. There's All In rolling around in a little over 9 days, I believe it is. It's next Sunday. So we got a lot to discuss here this morning. Frankie Fresco, I'll leave it up to you. Where did we start?
Let's start with Monday night, right? Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
We had a interesting night. We officially got the match between Jey Uso and Solo Sikoa, and then I'm sorry. Let's retract.
Yeah, the Monday before.
The Monday before that was the Solo Jey Uso.
This week was the presentation.
This week was the presentation, and we got Solo turning on Roman Reigns. Now, in my opinion, man, I think that was stupid. like, why did they even go through all this? Like, it just didn't make any sense for me because at the end of the day, like, you have a match for him. He loses a match. He's now part of the bloodline. And then all of a sudden, here we go. You're part of the bloodline. And then he turns on him.
It wasn't that he was part of the bloodline. It was for Jey Uso to present him to Roman Reigns. to bring him back to the family. So I think this was
Yeah, like,
more of the continuation of Jay and Jimmy failing Roman than actually Solo joining the bloodline. And this is where I say, because if you watch the segment, Roman tells Jacob kind of like, stand back. You're good. So Jacob goes to his corner where he stays, I believe, almost the whole segment of the thing.
yeah.
Um, and then he presents Jimmy and Jay as his main guys, right? He says he
The-
gives them I don't know what the significance of the black ulafala type thing or whatever it is for him, but he says these guys are made men. They're my made men because they presented him Solo Sikoa. And this was after, by the way, Jacob attacks Solo and Solo's laying on the ground. And then Roman does all that. And then at the end of all of this, it's Roman laying on the ground with the Usos, and Jacob Fatu kind of just leaves the ring after Raw goes off the air. He just kind of leaves the ring and leaves them there. But I believe it's going to be more to the failure again of Jimmy or Jay, or maybe this is the whole sweetening of the pot of the Jacob Fatu Jay Uso dynamic, which we've seen it happen a little bit, but they haven't really got into that part of it yet. So again, I think it was. Could they have done it differently? Maybe, but I don't think it was always. I always was hoping that there was a turn coming because I didn't want it to be okay, Solo. Now you're back with the bloodline and you're back to what you were, because I think this Solo offers a lot more than being a stooge to Roman.
I mean, we all knew that he was gonna turn on Roman
Yeah,
Reigns.
I think anybody that knew or understood wrestling probably is like,
Yeah,
okay,
there was no surprise in that. But my thing is, I felt like it was no need for all this stuff. It was no need because what they could have done is Solo could have beaten Jay. Then I think you create more of a kind of like some hostility between Roman and Jey Uso because Jay wasn't able to deliver Solo. And then Roman is like, okay, I'm gonna have to do the dirty work myself, or even send Jacob Fatu to go do the dirty work for himself. By him going ahead and winning, and then crowning them with the Black Olafala, like they're his main men. They were always his main men. He's been rolling with them. They've been rolling with him for quite some time now. So what difference does it make? Just didn't make any sense in my opinion. If you're
yeah, but
trying to pull,
I think, and again, this is going to sound very stupid of me to say this,
oh
but I
Lord.
feel like they didn't want to run back Roman and Jay because I
Again,
know they love to run stuff back. They always do,
yeah, I
and
mean
it
they're
just
they're
feels like
obvious. It looks like they wanna run back Solo and Roman eventually at one point in time.
yes, that I think they see money in. I don't think they see money in Roman Jay again. That's the problem. I think they see more money in Solo Roman, Jacob Jay, maybe. And again, I don't think that the upper, not Triple H, I'm saying TKO. I don't believe they believe Jay Uso has it.
And that's fine. But again, I don't think you needed to go through all these hula hoops just to have Solo turn on Roman. We knew he wasn't gonna be part of the bloodline. We
Yeah.
knew that he was gonna be the guy who was gonna like pretty much backlash and kind of like rebel on the tribal chief.
Yeah, but I think it goes more about what we were discussing or what I was talking about a week or two ago, where you've got the fight within the creative of you've got the pro wrestlers that want long term storytelling, and you've got the writers that want the episodic payoff. And I think this is where you're getting okay. So the long term storytelling is Solo's going to turn on Roman, but we have to have payoffs. So Jay's going to beat Roman to present him to Roman, and then Roman's going to turn on him. So now you get the payoffs each week. You got the episode ending with Solo going to be presented to Roman. Then you begin the episode with Jay and Jimmy dancing around and yeeting and everything else and having a great time like they've, like they won the lotto. Like, that whole Raw was built up knowing, I believe, if you watch any bit of wrestling, knowing as cocky as they were at the beginning, something bad was going to happen. It was like the weddings. You never have a wrestling wedding that really goes off without a hitch.
Yeah.
As cocky as they were getting, and the arrogance going, every step of the way was like, okay, here we go. This is where. But I think it's more about the episodic payoff for the TV writers than the pro wrestling long-term storytelling. I think they're still trying to balance what is, to get everybody. I won't say happy because everybody's not everybody's going to be happy, but to try to check the boxes, I guess, of each part instead of just it's all episodic payoffs or it's all long-term storytelling. I believe they're trying to check boxes, and this is what you're kind of getting where, like, again, as wrestling fans, the way we follow it, it's like, okay, you can kind of look at it and go. I think I'd have been more surprised if Solo didn't turn on him. I think they would have surprised me more than the route they went.
That's what I wanted. I wanted him. Remember, I told you my idea that I wanted him to be more part of the group, but now be like not taking the group so serious. And it would still bring nostalgia. At the same time, it would also bring surprise because we don't know what we're going to get from Solo. And every week people would tune in because you don't know what Solo's going to do next. Now you kind of feel, okay, he's teamed up with LA Knight. It's him and LA Knight kind of take on the tribal chief. Eventually, they're going to do something. Maybe they get their own group of people to help them back up. Maybe Royce Keys and some other guys to do Survivor Series. And then you have War Games and stuff like that. But just seems like WWE has a hard time kind of booking Roman Reigns against different opponents outside of CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Once you get rid of those three guys out of the picture, they don't have a specific opponent that they feel strong enough that can.
I don't think there's a story there.
Make it
there's a
entertaining.
story built with the bloodline with anybody they put just because of the bloodline part of it. But everybody else that you mentioned, there's history, there's stories there that you don't really have to write. And I think that's where they fall with Roman, is when they have to start kind of the storytelling part to get to the thing, and which is why I think they keep going back to the bloodline or LA Knight with the way LA Knight has affiliated with and without the bloodline. He kind of becomes a part of it. I honestly feel like the only other way they could honestly go if they wanted to bring Sami Zayn over to have a already written type of dynamic with Roman. I think there's more of a disconnect on what to do with Roman there. And I'm wondering too, Frankie, and again, I know we saw how Monday went, but what if all this was a ruse to get LA Knight to buy in even more on the Solo Sikoa thing, and Solo just becomes the wild card and actually costs LA Knight his shot? Because the way everything's going now, it looks like LA Knight's winning, right? Where they're gearing up to where Solo helps Solo helps LA Knight take down Roman, is what it feels like they're trying to gear up to.
I thought they
want the fans to think, anyways.
I thought they were gearing up to have LA Knight get a beatdown and get more of a beatdown, and then Solo come and help him out and rescue him. That's what I thought.
Okay. Oh, no. I mean, again, that's what when with wrestling, I said you could put four of us in a room and we're gonna see four different things, and so maybe that's the way they go. But I would not give up yet on the whole, because again, Solo could still be the craziness of himself and still be the wild card and turn on LA Knight.
He could. But
you know,
there's
or
just no signs of him doing that
no,
right
no,
now.
there's not. But maybe that's
Especially how he hit the crap out of Roman Reigns and
yeah.
all the other
But again,
guys.
maybe that's on part of this the storytelling of it all.
I mean, if he was if he was just acting that way, eventually he could join the bloodline and be like, "Hey, look, I did all this just to help you, Roman." Like, I don't understand the story because Roman has beaten LA Knight plenty of thousand times. He doesn't need Solo or anybody to help him beat LA
The thing I
Knight.
go back to is there was a point in long time ago, man. And again, this is where watching wrestling probably hurts me a lot. Um, I remember when it was Ric Flair teamed up with Sting,
Okay.
and they took on Arn Anderson and Brian Pillman, and there was a series of matches. I think they and in you know, and Flair kind of got Sting to buy in that okay, you're not going to turn on me, and then ultimately he turned on him. I mean, ultimately that's what the end thing, and they brought back the Horsemen, and I feel like it's kind of and they beat up Flair. They attacked Flair. They did everything as part of the lure to get Sting to buy in that Flair was not a member. You know what I'm saying? And I know Triple H is a big like Flair guy, and I'm wondering. And again, this is just me wondering if this is kind of that callback to that where Roman's gonna eat some punches and this and that, so that Solo, so that LA Knight buys in that Solo is really with him when in actuality he's not. But again,
I mean, I think we need to
out
focus
of
more.
that though, you could again. I don't think that they thought Solo was going to. I don't know why, but I don't think they thought Solo was going to be able to do what he's doing. His
I think
merchandise is moving now. His everything's like it's picking up. Like, and it's not a time to where, especially with TKO, where they want money, money, money. They're not going to cut off the supply when he's one of your top merch sellers. Is the other problem I'm having with the juggling act of yeah, I think maybe Solo was ultimately supposed the beginning of this. It was okay. Solo joins the bloodline. Then they saw the this working with the crowd and the fans and merch, and now they're like, can we stall it? And I feel like these are the stalls.
I think the biggest thing in this also that we need to focus on is on Jacob Fatu because obviously he didn't do anything. He didn't budge. He didn't do anything. He kind of just left them high and dry. And I think that is another kind of like a big important aspect of the storyline because at the end of the day, maybe Jacob Fatu realized that Roman really did need the satisfaction of Solo being part of the bloodline. And then he's focused so much on Solo that all of a sudden Jacob is like, really? And then you see Solo turn on him. So it kind of gives him the idea of like, yo, if Solo could do it, why can I not do it? Because obviously I'm better, in my opinion, than Solo. So it's like I think there's more to it. I think we're
Oh, yeah, yeah.
focusing on Solo, but I think Jacob not helping the bloodline to take down Solo also brings another storyline where we're like, okay, eventually you're gonna see Jacob Fatu do something. Either he's gonna turn on them as well, or he's gonna leave them, or something. It's gonna go to that extreme because at the end of the day, for him not to help Roman and Roman, is the big dog, and Roman's always asked for his help and stuff like that, and didn't do anything. I think Roman's gonna take it personal, and I think that's where
Well,
you're gonna see
remember
some.
too, though, Roman called Jacob off and said, "We got this," and then he made them the made men, and he didn't do anything for Jacob. And you could see Jacob standing back there, his facial expressions. Again, I don't know whether they're supposed to be that way or not, but when he says Jay and Jimmy are the made men, he's kind of like surprised,
Yeah,
and then he stays there, and then he does the whole thing where he just kind of becomes the bouncer at the bar, where he just puts his hands together and just stays in the corner the whole time. The only time he stepped out of the corner was to go face to face with LA Knight to set up for Roman to miss the Superman into the what is it, the BFT or whatever it is. And then he got right back into the corner. Or no, he got face to face with LA Knight, and then he went back into the corner, and he never came back out. So again, I think there is that dynamic there, and I think, like you're saying, a lot of the focus was taken off of Jacob in this, but they created another avenue of storylines for this to continue.
Well, now let's turn the page a little bit here on another thing that happened on Monday night, and they're obviously doing this World Heavyweight Number One Championship Contenders Tournament, and we had Ray Phoenix beat El Fiscal, and Dragon Lee beat El Hijo de Wagner Jr., which in a way got me kind of got me pissed because I believe El Hijo de Wagner Jr. should have beaten Dragon Lee. I think that would have been like you're literally putting down one of your best talents
Yeah.
losing to Dragon Lee. And if you look at that tournament, everybody who was on Monday night, they pretty much lost. You feel me? Like everybody who's been fighting in the main Monday night or SmackDown, they've been losing. So it's like, what is the whole point of you having this? I mean, I know La Parka won in AAA, but he had to win in AAA. I thought they dropped the ball by not showcasing one of the guys. And I know eventually what we're gonna get is obviously Penta versus Ray Phoenix. That's kind of like where they're lining up. You might see something.
Will face Roman Reigns. That's
Yeah.
the-
But the issue here is why not give one of the AAA guys a victory over in the main show? That way, when you see that, some of the fans who don't tune into AAA can go check them out and be like, oh shit, let me go check El Hijo Wagner Jr. or let me go check this other guy, El Fiscal, whoever, any of these guys. You didn't do that. And I felt like, again, it's a missed opportunity by WWE by just going ahead with the regular, look, we're going to throw these bodies in there. You'll see them. They're not winning. And there you go. And again, if you're showcasing these matches on a Monday Night Raw, what's the point of it if it's always going to be the main guys from Monday Night Raw winning over the AAA guys?
Frankie, I think the one problem here is the more things change, the more they stay the same. and the way I say this is, what was always my concern with AEW when they always brought their other, like the outside talent in? I said, Tony puts those guys over, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, because my thinking was, in WWE, the TV time is putting you over. You don't have to win or lose. You're getting our TV time.
But dude,
No, but I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. But I'm saying, think about this. AAA, who's their champion? Who's the mega champion?
Dom.
Has he won on TV?
No.
Okay. So if they're not putting the WWE guy that is your champion over, what makes you think they're going to put anybody else over? The only reason Ray Phoenix is winning as the AAA thing is because he's a WWE guy.
Yeah, but here's the issue. AAA didn't they get bought by WWE? Isn't WWE own AAA too?
Yeah.
So then those guys are part of WWE as well.
No, they're not. They're not WWE contracted guys. They're AAA contracted.
But you got AAA guys that are now under the WWE brand.
Yeah, but they're not. Again, you're. I believe in their eyes, you're downgrading the brand WWE by saying just because it's like saying the NXT guys can come up and be WWE talent. No,
they have
WWE NXT talent until they make the main roster.
But they have.
That's why there's a main roster though, Frankie. They make it. They dissemble. They differentiate.
Yes, but sometimes you have to let those and those other brands win. Sol Ruka beat Bailey. That helps Sol Ruka.
Again, as I said, more things change, the more they stay the same. WWE will never let their brand lose, bro.
But Sean,
never happened, bro. Never.
Sean, El Hijo de Wagner Jr. was going against sorry ass Dragon Lee.
Exactly, and who won? The WWE.
Sorry ass Dragon Lee.
Yes,
like the guy that nobody, bro. That guy probably won't even last in WWE, and they still put him over. Come on, man, that's stupid. That's dumb.
WWE, bro.
That's
WWE contracted.
It pisses me off, man. Because this is what's up.
Between, as I said, when Tony started doing that, I was like, oh, this is different. because now you're saying, again, the way Vince always looked at it is, again, what did Vince do? He brought the NWO over, right?
He destroyed it.
Exactly. That's what he does. He brings anything that's not his over to destroy it.
Then it's Vince McMahon type of mentality all over again.
As things more things change, the more they stay the same.
So bad.
It's never going. WWE will never allow their talent to look anything other than superior to other talent, no matter who it is. And if that doesn't point that out, I don't know what does.
All right, now we had obviously the Bloodline segment. We had the women's division segment with Liv Morgan, Stephanie Valkyrie, and of course Becky Lynch. We had the
That's getting a little old too, by the way.
we had the World Heavyweight Champion #1 contenders match. So we had 2 matches there. We had the singles match between Sol Ruka and Liva Valkyria, Javon versus JD McDonough. To be real honest with you, Sean, when you look at this Monday Night Raw, right? And this is just my opinion. I thought the only saving grace for this Monday night, which was boring, besides, I guess, the Bloodline segment, which I thought was stupid, was the Chad Gable versus Rey Mysterio fight. I thought that was the best thing of Monday Night Raw, to be honest with you. That was a great match.
No, good wrestling. Again, they wrestled. That's the thing.
Thought that was great.
I remember there was something somebody said. I saw a tweet somewhere, and it was like a SmackDown, a 2-hour SmackDown. There were 3 matches one week, and everything else was just fodder and everything, just filler and things like that. And that's, again, if you're coming for the wrestling, you're going to get one match probably every card. But especially like on TV, you're only going to get probably one. If you go to a pay-per-view, you'll probably get more. But the entertainment aspect of it is the payoff for WWE. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. They believe more in, if we give them the entertainment, then they'll come back. If you just wrestle for them, then you're everybody else. And again, I don't know if it's right or wrong. It works for them, but they've also conditioned their fans. That's the thing. It's just because you're going to get guys. I put out there, how was SmackDown last night? And again, I think I only got like 40 or 50 votes or something. I only did it for an hour. But it was A and it was C. There was no B, did not like. It was just an A or a C. It was like, or I loved it. And that's kind of the WWE fans in a way. It's like you get the ones that are, WWE can do no wrong.
Yeah.
And then the ones that are like, maybe we should have done something a little different.
Well, I mean, all right, so we got Monday night. Now that you bring up Friday night,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably one of the ones that probably voted A because I thought it was a very good Monday night. I think the only problem that, a SmackDown Friday night.
Yeah.
The only problem with SmackDown is how are they going to give us KO versus CM Punk on a regular SmackDown? Like, I thought about it was such a good fight. It was a very good fight. I think that deserved to be on a premium live event. It should not have been on a SmackDown. Even though, obviously, you infiltrated and put Zamia back in.
It should have been on a Sunday night main event.
It could have been on a Sunday main event, yeah.
At least make it special. Now it's just on a match on a SmackDown.
Yeah, it was, and when I thought, this is what I thought. I thought they were gonna go and try to start it off, and then probably Zammy gets involved, and it was gonna be a DQ, and that's it. Yeah. When I saw that this match kept going and going and going, I was like, these guys are actually fighting. They're actually gonna go ahead and give it to Toronto, the actual match. Which, in a way, I guess it was good for the fans that were at the actual SmackDown. But when you look at it on TV, you're like, man, this match deserved to be on a premium live event, or at least on a Saturday night. And yeah, it was. I was surprised. I thought CM Punk and KO had very good chemistry. And again, you bring in Zammy, which is the wild card, right? I guess he's the one who's like rebellious against everybody, so we don't know what we're gonna get with Zammy. Obviously, he was talking crap about Randy, then Randy showed up, then he got involved. Now he betrayed KO because he wanted Kevin Owens to hit CM Punk with the belt. So I mean, I like the way that they're putting Zammy everywhere because I feel like they get a reaction from him. People do like him. I mean, he still has those segments in the back with Johnny Gargano laying down and stuff. So They feel that he sells, like he's really good at selling. The only problem is I don't see any of these guys. I don't see Kevin Owens. I don't see Sammy or any of these guys take the belt from CM Punk. Like,
Yeah.
I think
No,
they're
no,
just
that's the problem
feeders.
I've always had with this. It's almost like, okay, they're just strengthening CM Punk using KO and Sammy until they put the belt back on.
It's
That's
it
the way,
sucks.
that's the way I feel on SmackDown, man. And now that I think about it too, is, and we talked about it off the air, not on air, but I believe the whole. Oh man, I'm going to call her Mariah May. I can't think of her damn name on the damn. Oh, Blake Monroe.
Hmm.
I think they cut that match because they wanted to give them time. Once they cut that match, I believe that made secure that that Triple H, the CM Punk, um, Kevin Owens match was a legit match because, again, I believe SmackDown now is only 2 hours, or is it back to 3 hours?
No, it's two. So where do they go with CM Punk now? Because obviously Kevin Owens lost and Sammy got involved. So I'm assuming
Yeah, but now you
unless they
could
make it a
still do
3-way.
some. You could, yeah, I was gonna say you could do the 3-way thing, or you could do KO Sammy for a little bit, winner versus CM Punk. CM Punk gets involved. Like there's a ways. I think this ends up being a triple threat at some point. Just to I think they stretch it out a little bit though to give some time. And but yeah, I mean, I don't see where else CM Punk goes unless somebody returns Drew, somebody that we don't expect. But I don't think it's anybody that's currently on there because you got Randy and Cody still going at it, which they're giving us that on Sunday night, I believe. So it's odd on the way they're setting up some of these matches. You said CM Punk and Kevin Owens legit match on SmackDown. You're gonna
Yeah.
supposedly now you're gonna get I don't know if it's a payoff or if it's gonna escalate the feud more between Randy and Cody on Sunday night's main event. So I mean, I guess they're trying to show you that hey, tune in because you never know
Well, the
what's
only
going to
thing
happen. And I always remember the house shows. Vince McMahon, what he started doing was flipping the Intercontinental title at house shows because title changes and the tag team titles. He would flip them at house shows because then people would start going because you didn't know if title changes would happen or not. And that was one of the things that they started doing. But
one thing I did like about Friday was Randy and Cody were going at it, obviously at the beginning of the segment. And then Cody Rhodes stole the little term or the little saying that Paul Heyman does. And when he said that, I'm going to be real honest with you. I think Cody should team up with Paul Heyman. Give
it
us
only
something
makes sense.
different.
It only makes sense. And think about this. Who uttered those words and went on to like just blow up?
I don't. Well, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker.
No, Roman Reigns. Remember, it was a sofa. He was sitting there, and he said, "That's not just a spoiler." Or what did he say? That's not just a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Yeah.
And then they pan over, and it was Paul Heyman sitting beside him, and that started the whole tribal
Oh
chief thing.
yeah, sure, yeah.
So again, now he says this, and now I do wonder, because again, right now, Paul's in a little bit of a influx. I mean, he's doing the whole Oba Braun shaking hands, kissing baby things right now. But other than that, I mean, that would be another one of those things, and it makes sense because there's tie in there between Cody's dad Dusty and Paul, and there's stuff there, just like there was stuff there for Roman with the Samoans and Paul Heyman and all that. There's things there to link them ultimately and bring them together and make it tight, not just by trying to force something. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be a great step to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I thought they did a really good job with the CM Punk Kevin Owens match. I thought that was really good. They at least Kevin Owens didn't lose cleanly, right? Yeah. Sammy got involved. You had the whole Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, and you had the whole situation with him saying those words. So it starts to bring in questions about possibly Cody and Paul Heyman.
And by the way, it
Here's
may never happen, but again, you drop the eggs, and now you're always looking for it.
Now here's the issue, and you mentioned it a little bit earlier, was the fact that we were excited to see Blake Monroe show up, right? And what the hell was that? Like that was like, I feel like WWE has botched the last couple of people they've brought up. Like I think they did a horrendous job with Blake Monroe last night. I think they did a really bad job with this guy, the one that just came from AEW. Oh, I'm having a brain fart. The tall guy. Oh man,
Oh, big cast.
Big Cass, and then the Baron Corbin one, which was okay, I guess. But again, it was just she didn't fight. I mean, we didn't even get to see her intro. Nothing. She just went in the back and she came from behind and it sucks for Julia, bro. Like this girl can't catch a break. Like literally, you put her down and she's already not a fan favorite because they haven't been able to use her correctly. And now all of a sudden, she gets beaten down. She can't even make it to the ring. That's how much you feel about Julia, that she can't even make it to the ring.
I think you're getting her to rock bottom so you can build her back up. So.
I think you're getting rock bottom to get rid of her.
No.
I did that's supposed to eventually. Didn't you say they trademark her name too? Like I think that's
you
what
said that to me, but they've had it trademarked since they brought her up to the main roster. They just redid it to extend it. So, you know, I mean, she did. It started in 2024. If anybody would have done, whoever did the thing, it's not like they just did it. It's been trademarked since 2024.
Well, I mean, now, what happened? Where do they go with Blake Monroe? Like,
Well, apparently she said she's not going to wrestle until she gets to wrestle Chelsea Green.
so I guess she's gonna
If
be out
you
for about a
want her
month.
to wrestle, she needs to be on the big screen against the champion. Is what she said. That's what you get from Blake Monroe.
Yeah, but how are you gonna claim this stuff if you haven't even had a match on
Blake Monroe,
SmackDown?
man.
It
She's
just doesn't
Blake
make any
Monroe.
logical sense. Like that was one of the things that I was like, man, what the hell are they doing with this? It just made no sense. It looks like they're all over the place, and I feel like they haven't been able to bring Blake Monroe. Like I mean, they gave us
I think the
snippets every
Chelsea
time,
Green
but
injury hurt her. I think that's hurt her a little bit. I think what's supposed to happen is she was probably supposed to attack Julia. Chelsea Green makes the save like she's been doing for Tiffany, and then you get the match. I believe. I know. Like I believe. Look, and in this way, at least Julia didn't get pinned again. I mean, technically, she didn't lose.
she didn't even make it to the ring, Sean.
Hey, she got attacked from behind. That happens. That happens.
That's even
She didn't
worse.
get pinned. She didn't get pinned this time by so.
Sean, what is worse, getting pinned or not even making it to the ring?
It depends.
And then so you get that foolishness. I don't know where they're going with that, nor do I hope they could fix it because it's just annoying as hell. We also had the explain to me why do they keep bringing Little Yachty? Like for me, he is past WWE. Like he doesn't need to be there anymore.
Yeah,
but
but
they
now
keep
he's part of the angle because now he's got the last 5 minutes with Corbin, so Trick can get a title shot, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I know he is very invested. He's always at the Performance Center. He's always, not always, but he's there a lot of the time doing his stuff, putting in his work. So, yeah, I'm not sure how much longer. And again, I think him and Trick are really tight outside of, so it kind of just works.
well, keep it outside.
But I do wonder, like if he goes 5 minutes with Baron Corbin, right? Trick Williams gets a title shot. Now, again, not saying it's a great idea, but wouldn't it be something if Little Yachty turned on Trick when Trick got his rematch? And I don't know necessarily joining the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin, but if he costs Trick and he's like, the only reason you got another title shot is because I was able to last 5 minutes, I should have got a title shot or something. You know, again, not great stuff, but at least it brings something in for. I mean, because honestly, I thought he should have been written off with the Sami Zayn stuff. That should have been it. But if you're going to keep him around, then I mean, it's got to at some point there's got to be a payoff of him costing Trick.
Look, man,
Now,
I prefer the.
Does Baron beat him in less than 5 minutes, and then Trick's like, "You're no use to me anymore. You can't even give me. You can't go 5 minutes with this guy to give me a
Well,
title shot."
you know he's gonna last 5 minutes
Yeah,
because
it's gonna happen.
they're prolonging this Baron Corbin Trick Williams.
Yeah. Trick's gonna hit something. He's gonna roll outside the ring. Or sorry, Baron's gonna hit something. Trick will roll outside the ring. Or sorry, Little Yachty will roll outside the ring. Trick's musical hit. It takes him 47 seconds to get to the ring. Baron Corbin's gonna be watching him, not the clock, and the clock will expire right before he gets to hit the end of days, and Trick Williams will get his title shot.
I mean, for me, man, bring the Gingerbread Man back, bro.
Oh,
That's what I want to see. I would love to see the Gingerbread. I like the Gingerbread Man more than Little Yachty, to be honest with you.
I agree with that.
So if you bring the Gingerbread Man back, I will be happy. But if not, then they're just gonna keep prolonging this crap, and it just seems pointless in my aspect that right now they don't have anybody else in contention for that belt. They're really sticking with
Dude,
this.
you just don't use them. There's
Yes.
guys there though. It's like what you said when you went down the AEW roster. You're like, where are these people? That's
Okay,
what
well,
you're doing with
this-
SmackDown. It's like, why are we not using this guy? Why isn't this guy involved? Why couldn't this guy be involved? There's guys they can do. They're just stuck on this whole Little Yachty Trick Williams thing.
All right, well, this is the reason why I mentioned that because there's news going on that there's a couple people's contracts that are running out for WWE. One of the contracts that's going to be running out is none other than Ilya Dragunov. And
Oh, he's
Ilya
already gone. He's at AEW.
Dragunov is already in AEW?
He will be, yeah. Yeah, he's already said he's not going. He's not going back to WWE. They tried.
No,
to
I
roll-
understand that, but isn't his contract still pending? Like I thought his contract they were letting his contract right into the end.
No,
until,
they're gonna let it expire, but he's not.
Yeah.
he's out of talks with them. It just now it's
no,
just
I know that.
the contract will expire. Yeah.
I
So
get
it's
it, I get
no-
it, but he's one of them that they're letting out because remember we just went ahead.
Try to lowball them because they're not using them on TV. So
Exactly. So here, that's my issue. Like you're gonna go ahead and you're missing out on bringing somebody other than Trick Williams or Carmelo Hayes to challenge Baron Corbin, and then all of a sudden now you got yourself guys that are their contracts are expiring and you're letting them go, like an Ilya Dragunov who technically deserved to kind of stay there because he was very talented. He was very, very good at NXT. You have people like Rusev. That's another person. His contract is up on April of 2027. So he only has that. Bailey's contract supposedly ends sometime at the end of this year as well, right? So you have a lot of these people whose contracts are coming up. I have a list here of who right now is their contract. And one of the guys, Rusev is up on April 2027. Chad Gable is up on June 2027. Brie Bella is in 2028 with Nikki Bella 2028. Seth Rollins is up on 2028. Dom Mysterio late 2028. So you got a couple. R-Truth is in 2029 with a 3-year option. Liv Morgan is 29. So you got a couple people right now that are still, kind of out there that they don't, it's not gonna. Their contracts is not gonna go up. The only guys that are noticeable, obviously, and the gals is obviously Rusev, Bailey, and Chad Gable, and of course Ilya Dragunov, who already left. So my question to you is the state of mind when it comes to WWE. Where are they going with this? What's going to happen? Are we going to see a lot more of these guys just walk out and let them go? Because it looks like, I don't know if you saw this. I tuned into a podcast where they had, what was his name? Santos Escobar. And I don't know if you saw the podcast, but Santos Escobar in the podcast, in their interview, confessed that he was ready to go. He was ready to leave WWE. And then WWE came back for him. And particularly, it was Khan. Khan, right? It was Khan? Yeah, it was Khan.
Nick Khan.
Nick Khan, who came and gave him all these flowers saying, hey, don't leave. We're going to improve your character. I'm sorry that we treated the character like this. He didn't even apologize to him personally. He was apologizing on the way they treated the character. And then all of a sudden, nothing happened. It was over. The guy from one day to the other, he's gone. and it affected him and it hurt his career. So what are we gonna get with all these guys? Are we gonna see these guys just walk out and leave? Because look, they did that to Santos Escobar. Now they did this to Ilya Dragunov, and these guys gave in a lot of time to WWE. For
But
them
you
to
have to
do that,
remember now,
it's messed
it's
up.
not WWE. This isn't the old WWE. I mean, again, it was bad before with Vince the way he did contracts and stuff like that. But now it's even worse because TKO is a
Heartless.
corporation. It's they don't care about but the only thing they care about is the bottom line. And the problem too in wrestling is you can control by keeping those you off TV. You can control and be like, well, you're not really doing anything for us. Well, it's because you don't have anything for us. Well, that's because it's a he said she said type thing. Like, well, if you made us notice you, we'd put you on TV. You haven't done that. You're not on TV, so what we're paying you, there's ways to get rid of people, which is what Vince used tremendously in the
Yeah,
day. But now you have a guy with, and again, I don't know that Vince had a heart either, but Vince saw money in some guys, whereas TKO is just like, all right, we don't see it, you're out. And they don't even wait around, and they don't care. And the thing too, and this is gonna sound bad, man. I'm probably gonna get beat up on this one, but whatever. Who have they let go and went and made a difference in AEW or TNA or anywhere? Honestly, who have they let go and went and made a difference?
I think Andrade has made a difference for AEW his second time around.
Really, he's boosted sales. He's put more asses in seats.
No,
Now the character development, yes, I agree with you there. But money wise, when you look at it, and Adrian, what's up, my man? Sorry, just saw you in there.
no, what's up?
Money wise, money making wise, who have they let go and went and could have turned the dial?
Nobody.
Exactly.
Nobody.
That's the thing. Until they make that mistake, then nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, I guess so. Because at the end of the day, like if they let go of
They're
Rusev,
just bodies, man. Unfortunately, that's the way they look at them. Like, hey, all right, we got our guys and gals that we know will produce up at the top and put asses in seats. Everybody else is just we can replace them.
yeah. Because look, I
They're gonna
mean,
get to
there's
the one guy they can't replace. But again, when you look back in wrestling history, wrestling will go on without somebody else will step up and somebody else will step in. Might not be perfect, but I mean, think about it. Vince was worried when Hogan left, and then he went to WCW, and they had to change the character for WCW to get over, and it wasn't just Hogan, but it was the NWO angle. And then Vince said, "Okay, well then, let me get risque." And the Attitude Era started, and then what happened? Produced more stars.
yeah. I mean, I forgot to mention. I think the other guy who's close to having his contract expire is Akira Tozawa. He's another one whose contract is up, almost coming
That's
around.
gonna move.
So they're
That's gonna move the needle.
no,
I love me some Tozawa. I love Tozawa, bro. I don't think he gets enough.
he doesn't get enough credit.
Oh man, he doesn't. He
But just
doesn't.
like Santos, remember?
No.
If you
But
guys didn't,
I
if you
think
guys,
Santos originally was set to like be the guy in AAA.
well, here's the thing. If for the people who did not or haven't been able to watch that podcast, they sold him. They told him, "Hey, there's nowhere they're gonna let you go because he knew English, he knows Spanish, I think he knows French. So he checkmarked when it comes to languages. He checkmarked when it comes to his looks, no homo, and he checkmarked in his wrestling skills." And he was an entertainer. He was good. He checkmarked everything well, and yet they still found a way to just say we don't need you. They could not figure out something for him because, like you said, he should have gone to AAA. He did a little bit of
He
AAA.
was at AAA, and then he got hurt, and then that was when they just said, "Okay,
Now we're done with you. We're letting you go.
And they
We don't
started
need you.
bringing over Dom, and Dom took over. El Grande Americano took over. So now they were able to put their WWE influence in not being Santos Escobar and it was like, oh, okay, we have other guys that can do this. Okay, then we don't need to pay this guy any extra money. Now we'll ghost him, and that's
But you want to know something, man? I feel at the end of the day, man, it also pans out on who you are and who you know, man. Because
oh no,
there are
definitely.
guys, there's guys
To
like
have some insight that helps keep you around, man.
look at the
That'll open a door, and that'll keep you around when you're flailing. Whereas if you're again, but I think Santos Escobar has some in, but again, WWE is not the old WWE. Like they used to have Rey Mysterio was there for the Mexico market. You know what I'm saying? Like there was always they've had an influx of those guys. Now you have Ray Phoenix, you have La Parca, you have Penta, you have those guys that because again they did the AAA market. You used to have a guy that would always be there for whatever country you went to,
yeah.
and lately they don't care about that. They don't. They're just like our product is superior. You're gonna like it, and we don't need to pay people. And we talked about a couple weeks ago or a week ago, man. I really feel there's a hard press. There's going to be a hard press, especially if this all in, which I don't see. They've got great ticket sales. All the matches usually deliver on a pay per view for AEW. There should be some momentum coming out of All In for AEW.
All
But if
day.
for some reason it does fall a little flat, I think you're going to see a full court press after All In against AEW program.
Here's the sad part because there's a lot of talent in WWE, but like for example, and you're right. It also besides who you know and if they like you, it's also your character, right? Can you make something out of it? Like for example, you haven't seen The Miz. The Miz, in my opinion, I don't like The Miz. The Miz had his moment. But I think if you let go of The Miz, eventually I think the Miz might move a little bit the needle over if he was to head over to AEW because he has a lot of people know him. But again, he's past his prime. There's guys out there like Tajawa. Tajawa's the other one that again, great wrestler, great type of character for them, but again, can you do away with him and it's not gonna hurt you? Of course. And then you have other guys that have not, kind of been showcased. I mean, they always do the Street Profits dirty all the time. But I think the reason they don't let go of the Street Profits is because one of them is married to Bianca Belair, and that's a superstar on their eyes. So they're like, yo, we gotta take care. You saw what happened and this wasn't even in WWE. What happened in AEW when the Beast Mortals broke up with Mercedes Moné. Where has the Beast Mortals been? Nowhere near what he was being shown on Dynamite. So it's just disappointing that there's all these politics and you have these guys available because you're seeing, dude, they put the AAA guys over on SmackDown instead of using some of the guys that they normally could have easily used in their brand, like you could have easily gone ahead and used the Street Profits. You could have easily gone ahead and used, I don't know, Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
They did main event. It was Axiom against somebody. I forget who they first. And Matt Cardona against Kit Wilson. That was the main event cards that was recorded before SmackDown.
All right, the Creed brothers. Those were another.
Who they took on the Viking Raiders.
All right, the Creed brothers. That's another group that always, they could have pushed them as well, which I think they're going to eventually let them go because I think those are another two groups that their time is up. And then you have the women. Ivy Nile. Where has she been? Io Sky's all of a sudden taking a break, I guess, because they haven't put her as much involved. So you got a couple of things. And you rather put some talent out there. Like, I sent you the video of what Jay Cargill was doing with Tiffany Stratton at a house show, which was terrible. You feel me? Like
Charlotte at a house show.
Was that Charlotte? I thought that was Tiffany. No, that was Tiffany. No,
the botched finish.
Yeah, was that Charlotte for reals?
Yeah, well, the one just happened with Charlotte this week.
I thought that was. I thought that was.
Yeah, she goes to pick her up, and Charlotte's legs don't hook, and it's like all flailing. And
man, them two girls have absolutely no chemistry whatsoever in the ring,
I
bro.
put that in the chat on one of. I don't remember who it was. But somebody sent that out, and actually I sent it out, and I put these two have no chemistry in the ring.
Yeah,
No,
then I thought that was Tiffany, so my
it
mistake.
was a
But
house
damn,
show. Tiffany was involved in the match, but I believe it was on the move was on Charlotte.
damn. Yeah, it sucks. That sucks that they have absolutely no chemistry, and it ain't Charlotte because you know Charlotte Flair can wrestle, so it's definitely just a opponent that just
Well,
does not work. But I like the fact that they're
it's
doing it
also
on house shows.
also the problem too is when you start botching, um, you lose trust
Yeah.
in the other person. So then what happens is the other person tries to overcompensate, and then you look very bad because then you're trying to overcompensate for something they might do. So even if they do it right the second time, you're already thinking, oh no, they've done this wrong every time. Now you're already trying to protect yourself, and then it even messes it up more. So there might be a little bit of that going on as well.
And what's up to my brother? I see him on the. How
Yes,
do you know?
yes. How
Yeah,
you know?
Leo. Yeah, one of the guys that Sean believes that he hasn't moved the needle.
Oh
Which
no. Look, I love the character. I love everything about it. But again, money wise, what do you do? That's the thing. It's like as 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 hard as it sounds, TKO is not letting go anybody that makes money. They're not.
here's the thing: would you let go of Bailey?
I mean, at this point, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, they have gone ahead
If they
and
can
let and
keep
made some
her
choices. Like
again,
look at
I think
Edge when
they
Edge
have a
left.
number in mind. If they can keep her for that number, probably they'll keep her. If she wants more, then they're going to let her go.
Do you think she'll
Because
move
I
the
think
needle?
Bailey's a great ambassador for wrestling, and I think she can do things and things like that. But again, she's not going to be in the main event picture probably, so she's not going to be
Are you kidding
boosting.
me? She should be.
I'm not saying she shouldn't be, but the way they are portraying her, they are not using her as a main eventer.
No, they're not, which is
Yes.
terrible.
So again, when I say I'm TKO here, I'm looking at it going, I don't believe. And again, I'm talking as TKO, not as Sean Stanley here. TKO believes she is done. Not she's not going to be able to make the money in the main event picture for them. She can bolster people up. She can do things like that. So she has a certain price that I believe they will pay her. If she wants more, then they'll probably let her contract expire and she'll move on because they don't see her as we have to have Bailey in the main event picture. You want to know why? Because she hasn't been in the main event picture for how long?
Yeah, they kill your character.
Okay, so but then now I ask you, this is why the difference with WWE on the way out.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Sean. If you see that WWE is not giving you storylines, what and you're kind of getting the vibe, hey, look, I'm sitting around, I'm not injured, I'm able to wrestle. What can you do as a wrestler besides just going up to them and saying, "Hey, I have this idea," because they're probably going to say, "Yeah, that idea sucks."
Yeah.
What
Only thing
can
you can
you
do is maybe bitch and hopefully you get a breach of contract and get out of a contract depending on how much deal you got. But then I don't know what the repercussions of that is. As MVP so elegantly said on his podcast, and I think I said it on here before, when you sign the contract, you owe WWE 5 years. They owe you 90 days.
so at the end
You owe them whatever the contract is you signed. Let's put it that way. So if you
so
sign a 2 year deal, you can't get out of that 2 year deal without repercussions, but they can get rid of you and then you got to wait 90 days. So they owe you that 90 days. That's it.
so you're telling me that if they don't have a storyline for you, your only option, and you try to come up to them with a storyline and stuff like, your only option is to kind of bitch around and say, "Hey, let me go." That's your
Or
only
come out and
option.
be like, I'm not injured. Maybe try to create a whole angle on your own to where they have to bring you back because you create buzz. Like
Okay,
our
you
truth.
can you do that?
Our truth did it again.
Yeah,
But our
yeah.
truth has been around forever. So again, I don't know where certain people stand in the hierarchy. If you're down at the very bottom, you're mud on the shoe, man. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do, probably. If you're Cody, you could probably just whisper something and people will jump. If you're, let's see, Otis and Tozawa, you're probably not going to be able to create much. You do what you do is you do Chelsea Green. You're going to give me 2 minutes on TV. All right, I'm going to show you what I can do in those 2 minutes. And you hope they give you the 2 minutes. If they don't, then you really have nothing to do except sit at home and maybe go on Instagram and show them what you can do to where maybe somebody will be like, hey, they're creating a little buzz over there on their own. Maybe if we bring them back, they can do something. But other than that, I don't know what you can do because I don't know what the contract entails as far as what you can and can't do and what they signed for and things like that. Like what are you in breach of contract if you do certain things? What is the breach of contract? Like, I don't know how far it goes. Like what?
Yeah, like if you do social media stuff like that, would it hurt you and stuff like that?
Does it become? Can they sue you? Like that's the part I don't know how far you can go. But I mean, the only thing you really could do is try to create your own angle online somehow. Because other than that, they're going to tell you, no, that's not a good idea. Especially if they don't want you on TV, you could come up with $1 million idea. You know what happened with that $1 million idea? Cody Rhodes and CM Punk are going to get it. They're not going to give it to you. It's like, I remember.
Yeah, that's why you got to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, when we tried out with TNA, like there was a tryout, and I remember James Storm. I love James Storm just because the way he said it when he came out. He's like, I can tell you now, a lot of you guys are going to see your moves on TV, and ain't none of you going to be doing them. Because all he did, they watched some of the tryouts, they saw certain things, and then you'd watch other guys pick up their moves.
Shady, man.
Shady, it's just, again, you may have a guy that has great athleticism or something, and you're like, oh, I could do that. But it's just the harsh reality of pro wrestling. And again, a lot of stuff has changed from that time because then it was pretty much, at that point, it was just WWE and TNA.
But you don't think that's shady?
Oh, it's shady. But where did wrestling come from? Carney. You don't think Carney is shady?
Yeah. I mean,
look, you can have the nicest guys in there and maybe they last, but everybody there has a political shady side to them, regardless of what you think of them. They know when they have to dial it in and when they got to be like, oh, okay, we got to take an L here. It's like what I believe Cody said on one of his podcasts. I need to be better at knowing which fights to fight and which fights to be like, okay, let me let that one. That's what he still has problems with.
Yeah, I think that the best thing you could do is that whenever they give you the opportunity, you gotta try to take as much advantage as possible. And if you don't know if you're gonna get a second one. So it just sucks. All right, let's jump on board over to the AEW side. I know we might lose a lot of viewers, but we got a couple of things going on the AEW side, and one of the biggest things is obviously the build-up for All In, which is happening next Sunday. So it should be fun. Let's see. They've sold really, really good tickets. They're over 40,000.
And they deliver on pay-per-view, man. One thing about AEW is they've always delivered on pay-per-view. It might be a long time. It might be a super long card, a 4-hour, 18-hour extravaganza, but they deliver.
All right, so if you feel that that AEW delivers, are they delivering with this Kenny Omega Will Ospreay feud? In your opinion,
feel like they're over. They're pulling the WWE over, overdoing it. I think Kenny Omega Will Ospreay sells
on its own, right?
I don't know why you need Kenny Omega to put Will Ospreay through the table to make him look like, oh, Kenny Omega's better than Will. Like, no. If you wanted to do that, have that happen during the match or whatever, because then it shows Kenny's desperate. I can't beat Will without doing something. Doing it now, I feel like it's just like, oh, we got to have a bad guy and we got to have a good guy. No.
I felt so.
Two great athletes that are going to have one hell of a match. And if you can't put them away, then you put them through the table with a one-wing angel. It means something. Now, if I see it at the pay-per-view, I've already seen it for free on AEW Dynamite.
Oh, well, they gotta go
Oh, they're
three,
probably
four
going to go
times
to the
harder.
top of the building and do a one wing angel.
Yeah. Here's my issue, and I felt bad for the Dynamite, AEW Dynamite fans that were out there, because they did the preview video, right? Like the face off between Kenny and Will. Damn, that thing was long, bro. That was like a 20-minute thing, and like, you could hear in the background because you could hear the crowd noise. You could hear that the crowd was getting a little bit agitated. It was like, yo, when is this gonna end? Because, dude, you're just sitting there watching the TV. I could just be doing this at home. Like, I paid money to see wrestling, not to just see this. So I felt like that face off dragged on way too long. Like, I like the idea of the face off, but again, it defeats the purpose. You could have used that face off and put it on a Saturday Night Collision. You didn't have to put it on a Dynamite. You could have had them again do another face off backstage or have a face off in front. But I felt bad for that crowd because or they could have just shortened it because it was a lot. It was long, bro. It was dragging. It was dragging. And like you said, I don't think they needed it. Like, what more can you say? Like, what more do you need? You know, those two guys are going to deliver in what they're doing. And at the end of the day, it's just,
I
don't
feel
know.
like it's forced. It's forced. Like, oh, we got to make Kenny like either feel like he's superior to him or make one of them the good guy, bad guy. When let the fans, man, let this organically evolve. Then I think you're going to have something because Will Ospreay is going to be the favorite. Obviously, it's in his home country and everything else. But Kenny Omega has a little bit of a following too. So if you could have the dueling, it's and again, maybe not to the level. But you could do the Hogan Rock type thing where you're in the middle and they could have the chance going both ways, And again, that's what made that match. It's just the buzz and the feeling. And I get it. Hogan was the bad guy, but there was the rumors that the old Hogan was coming back, the yellow and the red. Then he started hulking up in the match. And it's like, oh, Hogan's returning. And like the story was being told throughout. Whereas, like, I don't know, man. I don't think you always have to have good versus evil anymore in pro wrestling. I believe you can let the fans, and sometimes I think it's better to let the fans organically feel it because then they become invested in somebody. They're invested in Omega. They're invested in Ospreay. That guy's got to win, and you get deeper feelings in the match, and that's why sometimes you get the crazy reactions because you get people to have feelings, and then either they're disappointed or they're elated, and at the end of the payoff.
Yeah, I agree. Shout out to the two guys that teamed up with Ospreay because I thought they did a hell of a job. That I think Francesco Akira and Henare were the two people who were in that 3-on-3 match that they were having. I think those two guys did a phenomenal job. It was a very entertaining match. And I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Khan tries to steal them because they were really good. They'll be very, very good. My brother dropped a message on here saying, "Let's go Willow." What do you think about Willow and the build-up with Mercedes Moné? They had the little, face-to-face as well camera on Dynamite. What you think? Do you like it?
I'm still smiling, bitch.
Yeah. She's still there.
This is a perfect way to build Willow up if that's the way they want to go. But I don't know, man. I don't know what the whole Mercedes. I don't know where she's at. If she's back for full, and again, you got the Bailey. There's another match that I'd like to talk about tonight. That's on Collision. Daniel Garcia against Claudio. Okay. I think that's Collision or Dynamite. I feel like the Death Riders are becoming a thing of the past, and especially with the thought of Sheamus coming October 1st. If you start having Claudio kind of get distanced or slowly build it up to an October, Sheamus returns and teams with Claudio because I believe Claudio was one of the big supporters to bring Sheamus in, and they could put them together as a team. I think you're going to start seeing some things, but the way I was going with that with the Mercedes part is, does she start like kind of losing herself, and then if Bailey does come in January, Bailey helps her find herself again, and that's part of the story. Like I don't know. Again, I'm thinking outside of the box with the thing because I just feel like Willow deserves a run longer with the title than what she's had going into All In. And then if this is the last 7 days or 8 days of her reign, I think she deserves more. But we'll see.
I mean, Mercedes has never held the AEW championship belt, so I believe eventually we're gonna get a change of the belt. I'm not disappointed if they eventually give it to Mercedes Moné instead
I'm
of
not disappointed,
Willow.
but I feel like she deserves Willow deserves a run, an authentic run, beating people, not just holding the title to hand it over to.
Well, kind of like what Tekla did, right? Tekla had a nice little run for her
Yeah,
in the meantime. But overall, man, I mean, look, you mentioned that Sheamus might come around. You also kind of got like a maybe a sneak peek, maybe kind of like a spoiler from Swerve saying that anybody could go after the trios champion. So maybe he dropping a nugget, letting us know that we're gonna get the New Day joining forces with him on at the All In, since they added the trios belt a match on the line. So we might get Swerve and New Day against Hangman and Brodito. Is that how you call them? Brodito?
yeah, Brodito,
Yeah.
Brody King, and
Yeah.
Bandito.
So that should be interesting. And then the other thing that we also had on AEW Dynamite was the Darby Allin getting attacked. What you thought about that, man? They taking a page from our boy Dan Housing with the sparks flaming up and hurting Darby Allin. What you think about
Well,
that
actually,
one?
that was a Jeff Hardy thing. I don't know if you ever saw that
I don't
entrance.
remember
Did you
that.
see that entrance when Matt Hardy turned on Jeff Hardy? Jeff Hardy came out to do his dance, and he was on the stage doing it, and the pyro went off right in front of him. And then he's just like, and
Yeah,
then he fell down.
kind of
And they
recollect
brought
it a little
water
bit.
out to him, and
I
they
kind
had
of
a big,
I gotta watch it again.
yeah, they had a big pyro explosion. And it ended up being, they thought it was an issue, but then they ended up Matt being the guy that turned on him and all that. So, I mean, yeah, I guess you got to do something with Darby right now. I don't know what else you can do. I mean, they just try to do something any time to damage him, I guess. Now he's getting blown up, and he went through glass. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, he was rushing the ambulance and everything.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know what to tell you. It seemed like they're trying to go somewhere with Darby and Kevin Knight, right? And this is, I mean, they're building it up, right? Because these two are fighting at the AEW card. They're
Yeah.
they're going for the Falls Count Anywhere match. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
but again, it's one of those things to where, like now, okay, so to bolster this match, you blew him up basically with the fire, right? I mean, like,
more.
so what's he gonna do? What is he gonna come out with the flamethrower again, or like he did with Jack Perry? And
Somebody's gonna get on fire.
like, I don't. It's like I don't know.
Gotta go above and beyond.
How
Well,
far
remember,
are we gonna go with this stuff?
they have to go hard, bro. You know that.
Yeah, it's just.
We have to go extreme. This is
It is very. It's one of those things to where, like, again, I think Kevin Knight, Darby Allin, in a falls count anywhere where you can use weapons, it falls into Darby's hands more than if you keep it in the ring. It's in Kevin's, wheelhouse. Outside the ring, all the craziness, it's Darby's. I think that part of the match sells itself, and then you let them go out there and just, go. But now, what, a week and a half before, you're blowing them up in pyro, and now what's the payback now?
Yep. I have a question for you because
No questions.
obviously a lot of these ex WWE wrestlers are going to be making their way over to the AEW world. And one of the guys, or two of the guys who actually already made that jump, were presented on a Saturday Night Collision, and we haven't heard back from them. Like, they have absolutely not done anything. It's been like 3 weeks since they were presented, and I'm talking about the Mortar Machine Gun. They were presented on a Saturday Night Collision.
In Detroit, right?
I believe so, yes. And they haven't done anything. It's been 3 weeks now. They're not injured. Nothing's wrong with them. Sean, number one, why would Tony Khan get those guys if he's not even going to use them? At least he used Ciampa left and right at the very beginning, and he's done the same with some of the other guys, like the Hurt Business when they first come in. Why do that to the Motor Machine Gun? And why would the Motor Machine Gun just go ahead and accept this? Is
I
it
mean,
just
maybe
to collect the paycheck?
maybe there's a slight injury there that they're waiting for, or maybe they're waiting for a certain thing to happen or get through the whole because it's Adam and against the Young Bucks. So why throw the Motor City Machine Guns in there when you're not going to make it a triple threat? But again, I think the Detroit debut was because that's there, Motor City Machine Guns from there. But
And you do it on a Saturday night
yeah,
when
well,
nobody's watching.
that was when you were in Detroit. So I mean, that wasn't a recorded one, was it, or was it recorded?
I don't remember. I
They,
don't
they
know.
do every other week. I think they do a live collision. So if it was live, I understand it. If it was recorded, that makes no sense. But I mean, other than you wanted the little cheap pop of them in
Being
their
in their
hometown,
hometown, yeah.
and then that's it, and then you wait till after. I mean, I understand waiting because you're not going to make this triple threat at all in. So it's the Bucks, and the Bucks probably win the titles from Copeland and Cage, and then the Motor City Machine Guns are the first opponents for the Young Bucks.
Or maybe you have the Edge and well Adam and Christian win it, because remember Adam came out and Copeland said that he was gonna finish his career in AEW.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but I think you've got the nostalgia run already from Edge and Christian, or Adam and Christian. I don't think they need the titles anymore. You put them on the Young Bucks, and you can start the division, fresh from All In going, and then Adam and Christian can still stay a team when they want to, but then go their separate ways as well, and kind of in the career the way they want it. I think this is settled the appetite of Adam and Christian.
I think they're gonna keep them. I think they're gonna keep the belts on them just the same way Darby Allin and Sting had the belts, and then eventually what they'll do is something
Yeah,
similar.
but see, I think that's where I hope Tony learned from his mistake. Kudos, great job. I understand, but Darby could have ate a pin somewhere there, and you could have got the titles off of them instead of Sting retires a champion, a tag team champion, not even a singles champion, and then you have to run another tournament, which AEW loves their tournaments.
Yeah, I mean you
Or their
got
gauntlet,
it.
whatever it is. It's one of the two: Casino Gauntlet or a tournament.
Gotta go tournament route or the casino gauntlet. But look, I will say this: I personally enjoyed Sting retiring as a tag team champion, because at the end of the day, Sting deserved it. He deserved to retire as a champion. I don't care if it's a tag team champion, but he deserved it, man. I like that. You didn't like it, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was the right decision. Nobody cares if
He
Darby.
didn't like it at the time. He had to be talked into it. He didn't want it.
Oh, of course, nobody ever wants to retire like that. You feel me? Like nobody wants like when they went ahead and I don't know if you saw the Unreal, but when Cody and CM Punk approached John Cena and we're gonna do hand them the belts, kind of like what they did before with Hulk Hogan.
I know, but that was a payback to what Cena and Batista did with Hogan.
Correct, but he
But
didn't even Cena didn't
Sting
want
was
it
old
either.
school in the fact that you go out paying it forward. Basically, you build somebody by going out. And,
Correct.
And that didn't happen the way he wanted it, but he did what he was asked to do, so that's what he did. I mean, again, I'm not faulting anybody. I'm just saying, it's one of those things, and Sting has done enough, and he deserves to go out. But if anything, I would have made Sting's last match a singles title. I would have gave him the TNT title. I would have gave him the heavyweight title. If you're going to go all out for him, you're going to give him a title, give him the heavyweight title. Have him win it and retire the heavyweight champion, AEW heavyweight champion. That's it.
But then you would have to retire the belt.
They don't. They didn't retire the tag team belts. They put them in the tournament. That's all you do.
You can't retire the tag team belts because it was only one half that retired. The other
Well,
half.
then it should be now just a tag title, not a tag team title. The team is gone.
You just want to go against the way I'm looking at it. Because I'm going to tell you something. You go ahead and you're a USA champion, and all of a sudden you retire the belt. Like you retire with the belt. Why should the belt continue? Nobody took it away from me.
Because the belt isn't, you aren't the belt. Like
I am the belt. The belt is me. I'm the
like you're
champion.
wearing,
You
like,
gotta beat me.
precious.
You gotta beat me in order for somebody to be able to take it. So
So that's what'll happen. you'll come back out of retirement and be like, you're an interim champion. I'm the real champion. This is the belt. And then you got a feud. That's what happens.
Yeah.
It's happening right now in Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, right? Your boy, actually, we talked about it. Stu Grayson wins the tournament to become the interim Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling champion. Who comes out? Josh Alexander,
Oh my
who
God.
was the champion but got injured. And he's got the title on. So now it's champion at Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. And Josh Alexander's not on AEW TV.
Yeah, because AEW can't find anything to do with the guy.
You got 22 guys in Don Callis. Just bring them down to the ring with them. Walk to the ring.
Like
That's what they
seeing,
did. It's what WCW did with the NWO. We can't get everybody on. You know what you do? We have an interview and we put 67 guys in the ring together. That's what you do.
it's like Harley Cameron. Can't find anything to do for her, so
Oh,
let
she
her
wasn't
go
at
fight.
Boca Raton, by the way.
I know. They
Lacey
putting her
Lane
Book
took
of
her
Raton.
place and won the title from Shayna Baszler.
I mean, that Book of Raton card looked amazing. It was
Oh,
great.
it
For like an
looked
indie
great.
show, it looked really good. So if you're into indies, might as well take advantage if you're here in Florida
You're in the
because
Boca
they have,
Raton. And CCW cards, man. You got some good stuff.
yeah, they
They're
are.
gonna
They're
have card
going in.
tonight, and I don't know how they're doing this, but they're doing mystery opponents for everybody. You spin the wheel, and the opponent.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So
All right.
you gotta
Anything
list
else?
the people that are appearing, and then the match, though.
Anything else you wanted to talk about before we call it a
Just
night?
the great Frankie Fresco, man. Just thank you for your time, sir, and your brother, and Adrian, and me, Papa, and everybody else, and fins up. That's what we got to do.
Well, guys, we do apologize that we are like changing the dates. Like sometimes
I
we
don't
do
apologize
Wednesdays.
at all.
Of course you don't. But I just want to let you know that it's not my fault. It's the guy up here, up above. He's the one who's making us change it. So if you're not able to catch us live, if you're catching the replays, don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe. Don't forget to follow me at Fresco Music, at Frankie Fresco, the Frankie Fresco channel.
Hold on.
What? Oh, I know what you're doing. And
What?
also,
Did I delete it?
you probably did.
Nope.
I know where you're going. Oh, yes. We get to promote it. Again, the 6th annual Spin for a Cause DJ battle happening this Tuesday, baby. Tuesday, August the 25th from 7 to 11. If you guys are down here in South Florida, want to support your boy, go to the site, www.spinforacause.org. Get your tickets. It's not too expensive. You get to drink. You get to, if you want the basic entry, it's not that bad. But if you want, you could also get the drink package. You could get the food package. They're gonna have food, beverages, and then you're gonna have a DJ battle with your boy Frankie Fresco, aka Fresco Music, competing. So, let's see how it goes, man. I mean, I don't know if you know, I probably have like all these bags underneath my eyes because I've been working on like stuff. So it's like I'm just trying to get more and more routines in. I think I've done a pretty good job, but I'm still working on it. So, guys, don't forget to come in, support. It's for a good cause, and this Tuesday, man, you'll see me out there, man. I'm praying to God that everything works out for me. I'm gonna be hustling, trying to show you my skills, and hopefully I could pull this off. So thank you, Sean, for giving me the opportunity to promote, obviously, the DJ battle coming up this Tuesday.
Always, my man. Always. This is your platform as well, my man. This wouldn't be without you. So you can catch me at SS_Sports Talk. I'm at Stanley Media House everywhere else, and of course Stanley Media House Network on YouTube. Make sure if you're watching on that YouTube channel, jump over to the Frankie Fresco YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe. If you're watching on Frankie Fresco, jump over to Stanley Media House. Hit that subscribe and get set up for content and everything else. We appreciate all of you jumping in on a Saturday morning with us. And, man, I got to tell you, oh, man, something just fell. I don't know what that was, and I don't want to check. Because
Yeah, it sounded very loud.
yeah. My Roman Reigns hit the ground.
Tribal
Chief is down. Tribal Chief is down. In the words of the great Frankie Fresco, I remembered today.
How you know?
And in the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the sun, shine, state.
home to Squared Circle Digest.